Hey, what's up? This is Chris on the longest way, trying to walk back from China to my home in Germany. It's been taking a while, a little bit more than 2 years this time. And I got to Azerbaijan, that's where I am right now. Today is August the 20th, 2018. And if you've seen the video from yesterday, the day before that, or the day before that, then you know where I am. I'm in Salyan, a little town here. I'm resting in a hotel. This is the fourth day of rest. And yeah, I needed it after, I don't know, powering through the steppe. There was not much there except for some jackals and some snakes. I'm hanging out here. I'm eating yogurts. Where's my yogurt? Yeah, I already finished that one. It was a good peach yogurt. And sorting my pictures, copying everything onto hard drives. And I was looking at the drone that I use. I don't know if you've seen the last video, the one where I dance. There is some drone footage in there. And I took it with this drone here. This one. Let's take it out and put it here. There we go. And let's see if the focus is right, because we want to have everything nice. There we go. This is the Mavic Air drone. It's a little drone that's fairly new. I got it like a few months ago in Germany when I was there because my foot hurt. And I'm very happy with this drone. Now, I used to have a different drone. I took a drone from Kazakhstan through Kyrgyzstan and then back again into Kazakhstan to the border of Uzbekistan, and it was also a DJI drone, Chinese manufacturer from Shenzhen, and it was called Phantom 4, if I'm not mistaken. That drone, it's much bigger than this one. This one is tiny. That one was like, I don't know, like as big as the laptop but squared, and it came in a huge box. And it was heavy, and the whole thing was just really bulky. And you can see like this drone here is foldable. I'm going to show you in a little bit. That drone wasn't, so it was always like just huge. And it was really unpractical for me, like the whole drone thing, because it just being huge meant that I had to store it in the caboose, and every time I wanted to take drone footage, I would have to take off the backpack that is on the caboose, you know, the little cart that I pull, and then open the caboose, and maybe there was some other stuff on top of the drone, take it out, open the box, assemble it, and then fly around for like 20 minutes until the battery is empty, and then put it back in. So I was like, every time I was thinking about filming, I was like, nah, you know, it's too much work. So when I got to, let's see here, I can actually show you on a map, I think. Can we do this? So like, I walked through China in 2008, 10, and 12. And that's like in 2016 in the summer, when I got to the border of Kazakhstan. Here's China and Kazakhstan. I got to the border here. I took the big drone along and I walked through through Kazakhstan, through Kyrgyzstan, and then again Kazakhstan. And then here in Uzbekistan, they don't allow drones. So then I shipped the drone to Iran because I knew Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan, they don't allow the drone. And I was going to use it again in Iran. But then, I don't know, so much time passed and I thought it's really not practical. So I sold the big drone. And then when I was home just a few months ago, because my foot hurt, I read on the internet about this little drone here. And I had all but given up on DJI because I thought the Phantom drone was okay. It was an okay drone. But I got like a gimbal, the Osmo device, you know, a gimbal that sort of keeps the camera lens level. Like you make little movements with your hand and a little motor in the camera, it keeps the head steady. I wanted to use a camera like that to walk around with, so the footage would be like nice and balanced. And I got one from this company here, from DJI, and it sucked so hard. It was terrible. Like the sound was unusable. It wouldn't synchronize video and audio. Like so, it was just terrible. And also the gimbal worked. It kept it like steady, but it wasn't level. Like the gimbal would always tilt to one side. You know, I'd be filming for like 20 minutes and in the end it would be like totally slanted. So it was terrible. I hated that thing. So yeah, when I read about this drone here, the Mavic Air, which is like the smaller sister of the smaller sister of the Phantom that I used to use. There's the Phantom, then there's a Mavic, and then this is Mavic Air, which is a lot smaller even than the Mavic. I was like, well, this sounds good, but do I really want to trust DJI? Because, you know, the last stuff that I got was like just so or shitty. But no, this is awesome. This thing, like, I'm really happy I got this. It cost like €1,000, €1,000 altogether, like with the remote control, and like with a little, I don't know, like an accessory kit here with additional batteries and stuff that you need, because every battery you can fly for like 20 minutes. But it's totally worth it. This drone here, like, just by itself, it fits in this little box here. You just put it in here, and that's the drone. Because like everything is foldable, it's really light. It's, I don't know, it's a little bit. It's like, it looks like a Nintendo, I don't know, like a little gaming device or something. Just the size, right? So you take it out, and then we have to find a way to kind of put the camera down here so I can show you guys. Then you have to unfold the wings, and there's like 2 wings that unfold down. There are these ones here, there, and then there's 2 that unfold like horizontally. So again, there's one that unfolds down here, and one that is horizontally, and then, and then you get the drone, and that's like the actual size of the flying working drone. And it's got all kinds of sensors, so like it knows where it's going, it can follow you, you can program it, which is really nice for me because I'm always by myself. So like I have to operate the drone and do the walking at the same time. So I like to just program the drone and tell it go straight in that direction, or follow me, or do a circle, or whatever. And the visual footage is about as good as the Phantom, I would say. Just the Phantom being a lot bigger than this. So I'm really happy with it. It's reliable. The batteries, well, you know, you get like 15, 20 minutes out of it, but what do you expect, right? It's like a tiny device. One thing that I would say against this drone is that it's really light, so like the wind is going to mess with it more than other drones, I suspect. But yeah, for me, that's no big problem. I'm like, if I don't film today, I'll film tomorrow, right? And I got 3 batteries, so like I get a bunch of just trials to film. One thing that I don't like about the drone is the way that you connect the, you get a little remote control here, and you connect it to your phone, and they just assume that you use an iPhone. And you have to like put your phone here and then kind of clamp it in here, which I like the idea, but who uses a phone without a case, right? Like my iPhone is like a big one, so I can watch movies on it or whatever. But I use a case because I drop my phone so much. But you can't fit the case in here. So like every time I use the drone, I have to take the phone out of the case, and then I can put it in here. So yeah, I wish they hadn't done that. I wish they'd left a little more space for people that use cases for their phones. But yeah, no, that's just a small little thing. And then, I don't know, it reacts really well to like the remote control. It's reliable, the footage is okay. The gimbal seems to be working all right too. I don't know, I fly like 10 minutes at a time, something like that, so it doesn't really tilt that much. It's a good drone. If you, I don't know, it's like a money issue. If you have $1,000 over and you want to film a little bit, I think this is your drone to get. You shouldn't get a big one, because the big ones, let's be honest, you're gonna take it along, really. You're gonna like load it in your car and go somewhere and fly the drone around, maybe. But it's always more likely that you're going to say, fudge it. I'm not going to mess with that. But like this little drone, it's basically all you need is the drone itself in this little box here, in a case, then the remote control, and then maybe 2 additional batteries. That's all. And you can have fun for like, let's say 45 minutes to an hour. You can fly around and you get awesome footage. So yeah, even though I'm really unhappy with what DJI did with the Osmo, which really sucks, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's good if you want to take like B-roll footage. You're like, I don't know, you're filming like a low budget movie and you want some, I don't know, walking around shots or whatever. You can do that for like a few seconds or maybe even a minute. That's what it's good for. You get the sound completely in another device. You don't even sync them because you don't care. You just get some, I don't know, some street scenes where you kind of move the Osmo around like you would do with a dolly. That's fine. But like if you want to film anything like longer than a minute, the thing is going to tilt. The sound is going to be just unworkable. Like you can't film anybody who's talking because it's really hard to synchronize the sound with the picture. Yeah, again, I'm ranting about the Osmo, but really I was so mad about DJI for doing that. But yeah, the drones are good. I hope in the future there's going to be more diversity in the drone market, because I don't like how DJI is cornering the market and, being part of the Chinese surveillance state, where every company without exception in China, they have to bow to the dictators, like the Communist Party of China. They have to like give them their databases, and yeah, it's just a huge mess if you use devices made by them. So I'm hoping for more competition, but no, I gotta say, it's a good drone. Get it, Mavic. What is it? Mavic Air. Yeah, get that one. It's a good drone. Anyway, if you like the video, check out the blog. The blog is here. I'm gonna show you. This is just a thing that I showed you before. It's got like this map on the front page where you can move the map around, and each one of these dots, if you like go in a little bit and you blow up, is it sharp? Let me see. It's sort of sharp. If you go in a little bit, these are actual working days, walking days, I'm sorry. Like you press on this, and this is a walking day. This was in Turkmenistan. Just in this location, or you would go here, and there's 2 walking days, because I spent one night there in Mari, in this city. That's Mari, and that's outside the city. Yeah, so this is the blog. You can go there, or you can share the video. I'm always happy when you do that. You show it to somebody, and I think you can show it to somebody who is interested in getting a drone. Tell them, don't spend your money on like a huge drone like the Inspire. It's a professional drone. I don't think you need that if you're not professional. Don't get the Phantom, it's too big. The Mavic, sure, it's smaller, but why not just get this one? It's really small. I don't know, it's like with cameras, the whole thing is like, you can get a big camera and you get awesome quality, but do you really take it along? And then there's all these situations where you're like, I wish I had a camera, but you didn't take it. So one thing that you need to consider is that you need to have the camera along. So yeah, a little drone is better than a big drone, because a little drone, you're more likely to take it along. That was my 2 cents. I'm Chris on the longest way, and I'm going to go back to resting. I'm really tired. I didn't sleep much last night, but it was worth it. Peace.